Welcome to the Xander Zone.
Greetings, I'm Xander Weber. This is my first video on horror movie news. I've had this video pretty much completed for a couple weeks, so I wanted to get this up before focusing fully on my Resident Evil radio story, Tales of the Dead, and the Misfortunate Soldier. This will become a regular thing over the summer, but as for now, horror movie news will be periodic. If you haven't seen my scripted Resident Evil show, Tales of the Dead, which features 20 actors, creature sounds, effect sounds, and music to enhance the viewer's experience, be sure to check that out after the video. Before you dig through the ditches and burn through the witches, let's get down to why you clicked on this video.
Well, in the entryway we have our armor, because every house needs a suit of armor. Every TV show I've ever seen, Monsters, Addams Family, there's always armor.
Rob Zombie's career in recent years has followed a cycle. He'll work on an album, then he'll make a movie, then another album. Not always is this the case, but he has said he likes to do this so he never gets bored creatively. He just released a new album entitled The Lunar Injection Kool-Aid Eclipse Conspiracy. I kid you not, that is the title. I could talk about how crazy his titles have gotten for 20 minutes, but that's not the point of this video. I knew he would be announcing a new movie soon or working on getting one made. Even knowing this, the recent news was a little strange at first, until I remembered all the information I will share with you in this video. I come to you with news Rob Zombie is reportedly pursuing getting the rights to make The Munsters into a movie. I am classifying this as a rumor until further notice. Just because someone wants to make a movie doesn't mean the network executives will let them. So until we see a trailer with a release date, the odds are high this could end up not happening, just like so many other movies in the history of horror. I'm still sad about Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash. But I swear that's just dust in my eye. I'm okay. Anyway, let's discuss why the notion of Rob Zombie making The Munsters into a movie isn't such a stretch. If you grew up in the 90s, or are just a fan of horror, you more than likely are a fan, or have at least heard this song here. This song, which appeared in many films and video games from the late 90s and early 2000s, is entitled Dragula and comes from the album Hellbilly Deluxe and was released in 1998. For a lot of horror fans, this album was quintessentially the 90s and was an instant classic. But did you know this song is actually about Herman Munster's car? That's right. Herman's hot rod was actually named Dragula, and Rob Zombie actually drives a replica of the vehicle in the Dragula music video. Further still, if you have watched The Matrix,
Hello, Neo.
You heard the alternative version of the song entitled Dragula, Hot Rod Herman Remix. Everyone and their grandma knows Mr. Zombie is a horror fan. However, he actually has stated how much of a fan he is of the Munsters on MTV Cribs.
Munster go home. I got a lot of Munster stuff. That's a big thing that I like.
Now, in my opinion, this probably isn't going to be a good choice, but I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. The man knows his horror.
I get vintage movie posters everywhere. That's my big thing I collect. And if you look around, here's a good one. Here's a window card from Dracula, but it's not from the movie. It's from the stage play when Lugosi was in the play.
See, these are the good ones. They haven't changed this mold since 1950.
That being said, I feel The Munsters is one of those movies that shouldn't go past a PG-13 rating. I love hard R. I write hard R. I also love brutality and horror, and I'm a fan of most of Rob Zombie's movies. But I feel his style is too harsh. For example, the scene in The Devil's Rejects this refers to.
You know, Hoss, if I'm not mistaken, I think I could still smell your wife's stink on my gun.
won't lend well to a monsters film. Just like I could never see Spider-Man being hard R, with a sex scene in a spider web. Even though that almost happened with James Cameron helming the project. That Spidey script would have featured spider foreplay. Whatever the that is, I hope I never find out, because that sounds like the stuff of nightmares. Just because you can do something with film doesn't mean you always should. As far as his other work, I always felt Rob Zombie's The Lords of Salem felt much more toned down than his other films. And because of that, I struggled to really care for the film, because it didn't feel like a Rob Zombie movie. Point is, even though it's still out there and depraved, it felt far less brutal compared to, say, the previously mentioned The Devil's Rejects.
What's the matter, kid? Don't you like clowns? Why? Don't we make you laugh? Aren't we f***ing funny? You best come up with an answer, because I'm going to come back here and check on you and your mama. If you ain't got a reason why you hate clowns, I'm going to kill your whole f***ing family. All right, now get your f***ing ass out the car. Come on. Yeah.
So maybe he can tone down his work, but I don't see him doing that. To further prove my point with this, I loved a lot of what Rob Zombie's Halloween brought to the table, but what killed it for me and my sister was one very simple thing that we discussed over and over for years: the over-sexualization of Laurie Strode.
You need a boyfriend! Annie, I don't need a boyfriend. No, that's not. I meant you need. Annie. Yes, Annie. Okay.
The scene that bugged us the most was when she teased her mother about the old man at the hardware store touching her inappropriately, but I couldn't find footage of that scene. It just felt so wrong for the character. This has nothing to do with weakening the character. I love how strong a lot of women are in horror films, but Laurie was always a wallflower who found the strength to survive.
Jamie Lee was always the virgin in horror movies.
Rob Zombie's approach felt like a discredit to the character. One should never forget when making a remake.
You forgot the first rule of remakes, Jill. Don't f*** with the original.
In closing, would you want to see Rob Zombie make The Munsters into a movie? Even though I will wait for a trailer before judging it too harshly, I do feel this is a bad idea. I will keep you updated as more information on this project is released. Comment your thoughts below. There's plenty of room in the graveyard for all of you. Subscribe to the Xander Zone for more horror content coming in the future. Don't forget to slaughter the bell to be notified of all future videos.
That is the end. We're done. Get out. Time to go bother Wayne Newton or somebody. I'm done. You're done. Goodbye.